Welcome back to Visionary Ventures. In today's episode, we're thrilled to dive into the world of fitness and personal transformation with Hager Aboutalib, a powerhouse in the wellness industry and the founder of Beat Fitness in Dubai. From leading major corporate projects to creating transformative wellness experiences, Hager's story is all about pushing limits and embracing growth. So, first of all, thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure to host you on Visionary Ventures.
Thanks, Carl, for having me. It's a pleasure.
Well, and congrats for fully transitioning from the 9 to 5 into the world of solopreneurship. How does it feel?
Wallahi, first week feels amazing. I hope it stays like that. As I was telling you before, it feels there's a good balance between feeling light, feeling peaceful, following my own energy throughout the day, and this is fueling a lot of energy towards what I love doing, which is the fitness part of my life. So,
Perfect. And
amazing.
let us get into it directly. So, the transition from the corporate to fitness coaching shaped your approach to mental resilience and problem solving.
So training in general taught me a lot. So I've been training all my life. As a kid, I was a squash player for more than 16 years. Then when I moved properly into fitness coaching more than 10 years ago and training myself, I learned a lot about discipline and resilience, which impacted so many other areas of my life. Me being a single mom, my work, and leading a corporate job, having multiple roles in my life, which needed a lot of discipline, needed a lot of me showing up in different roles but properly. And this is how you train, right? When you go to the gym, the first thing you do is you just show up regardless how you feel on the day,
Exactly.
because motivation doesn't stay with you. It starts with motivation, but discipline is what keeps you going. So you show up, and even throughout your sets and your reps, you push through the pain or the discomfort, which creates a lot of space and capacity for you to do hard things. So here I am after all those years. This transition was, I think, the result of all those learnings, where I reached the point that I am ready to push through this hard decision and begin my next chapter.
And in the world of sports, you can say that you trained and now you're competing.
100%.
Okay. Talking about all of these challenges and practices, so what techniques have been crucial in maintaining your focus and drive throughout your diverse career and all these rules that you just enumerated?
It all starts with changing habits. So no matter what happens, if you don't have the right habits in place, you won't be able to reach where you want to go. So, and I've learned this throughout the process. My go-to habits is sleeping on time, early on, starting the day early and fresh, starting ahead of my schedule. So I work on my mental state, my emotional state.
That's
You
exactly what I'm interested in now, to understand exactly how you work on your mental state.
It starts with creating space for myself, to be
Okay.
myself, to focus on my breath, to meditate, and don't think of anything that happened in the past, not thinking of anything that I'm going to do in the day, in the future, just be in the moment. And this brings a lot of calmness and clarity. I stay there in a like, depends on the time available, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, if I'm lucky, 20 minutes. And then I start my day. But first, I started with journaling or gratitude. I really feel the good things that are happening in my life, feel them in my body, feel them in my spirit, and then I start my day. And I'm a person who trains in the morning, so also movement comes in. which brings a lot of positive energy. So by the time I show up to my work, I show up to a meeting, I show up to my kids, I am a sane, whole person,
Insane. Yeah.
exactly,
Okay.
which is needed. And I complete my day, or I stay in this energy for the rest of my day.
And did you feel any changes before you quit the corporate role? So basically, you had a corporate job, a regular 9 to 5 in a big multinational, and you were running your business simultaneously, coaching people and focusing on growing that side hustle. Currently, like a week ago, you left the job and you're fully on a coach, a solopreneur, and building your business on the side. We're going to get into what it is and how you've done it. But I'm interested to see if you realized any mental changes between the two phases.
So not only me who realized, my whoop realized it as well. So yes, so jokes aside, um, I feel much calmer. I feel it in my skin. I feel it in my gut. I feel it in how I deal with my kids. My fitness members and clients feel it. They were just telling me today that my energy is lighter, is more giving, and yeah, I feel it. I'm focused on one thing that I'm really passionate about, that I am aligned with fully, versus being here and there all the time, my mind scattered between so many things. And really, my whoop sees it. So even when I see my stress level compared to the same day but different weeks, there's a huge difference. So good things.
Nice. I'm intrigued to see if it will continue, like the stress levels will continue to remain that low and calm throughout the different phases and journey of entrepreneurship, solopreneurship, and running your own business. I hope you're going to enjoy the ride anyway.
Look, I'm a realist. I've been through tough moments in my life. I learned to embrace them. I know that they don't dictate what's coming. And I learned to sit with them and know that it's just a phase. And usually they pass, and not usually, they always pass. And everything good happens after. So let's join the ride.
So you said something really interesting. They will have to pass. They usually pass. So are you really a firm believer into the aspect of this too shall pass in any situation whatsoever, or you try to really fight till the end of it? Do you let go in some, or you think like, yeah, it's gonna pass anyway, let me just sit and watch it passing?
I don't think it's either or. You have the faith and the trust in yourself that you're going to get through anything that comes your way. This is not giving up. This is confidence and trust without ego. And trust in the universe, in God, your belief system that you are not alone, you're supported, and things will pass. But you live through it. You don't try to hide from it. You don't try to escape. You live through this pain, live through those emotions, and you get to learn more about them, and you come out stronger. Why I always say it confidently, because I've been through it, not one time, not two times, 100 times. And every time I gain more trust in myself, and I gain more trust in life in general.
I love that. We're gonna get into the depths of philosophical and spiritual aspects as well in a few, but talking about fitness and your coaching journey. So, tell us a bit about your personal fitness routine and any tips for integrating consistent physical activity into a busy lifestyle.
So my routine now, after all those years of learning, after being obsessed, after being having injuries, and now I so much believe in passion, and passion of the fact that I want to feel good, and I know for a fact that after I train, I feel good. So this creates this discipline. My routine is very diverse. I do my basic strength training and resistance training 3 times a week. Every year I have a goal to learn something new. So this year is my calisthenics year. So I train with a coach. So every coach has a coach, which is very humbling and very mind engaging, and puts you in a really humble state. And it improves your skills. And as a coach, the more I work on my own skills, the more I can give back to my members as well. And lastly, I make sure after lots of injuries that I incorporate my routine with flexibility and yoga, which is something I do religiously once or twice a week. So, strength, calisthenics, CrossFit, and flexibility.
And how do you ensure that you have the time to train yourself because you're always training others?
The key
Or
is
is, sorry, is that even considered as a training session for you when you're coaching and trying to show them what to do it, how to do it, what to do, etc.? So you're kind of on the move always.
correct.
Do you consider it as a session for yourself or not at all?
No, it's not a training session, it's movement. So imagine you're getting questioned, what type of job do you have? Is it a desk job where you sit all day long, or it's something that you're moving in? So fitness,
I'm
that
sitting all day long.
exactly, and I was just like you. More than half my day I was sitting, and during
Yeah.
my sessions I'm moving. But it's not my training session because my heart rate doesn't elevate as much, and also my muscles are not doing any strain, or there's no resistance there. So this is completely separate from my training routine. How I make sure that I train is that I create a schedule. Whether I create it on put it on my calendar, or I put it in a basic Excel sheet that I have access to, or maybe a board that's stuck to the fridge, anywhere. But I have a
Aren't
fixed
we all
schedule.
living on schedule and calendars nowadays? Without my Google Calendar, I don't know what to do. Like,
Yeah,
basically, that's how I live. Even if we have an outing, a visit, whatever, it should be there. I should put it in there,
100%.
log it in, and just abide by it. So I believe you're doing that much
Yes.
of being fully logging in everything, right?
Yes, yes, but you'd be surprised. Not everyone does that. People are so in tune to have their life on calendars when it comes to work. They have everything organized. They have so many apps that organizes their work, project management apps. But when it comes to their training, it's not like that. They leave themselves to the night before the class, and this is where it becomes very tricky. It becomes where I feel like going or I don't feel like going, and most of the time people don't feel like going. No one wants to get hurt. No, I don't mean that training hurts, but there is some sort of mental push in it, or mental pain. So if you leave it to the last minute, 8 out of 10 times you're not go. So that's why I say the key is to have a fixed schedule, knowing what you're training with who on Sunday, Monday, when are your rest days, and so on and so forth. So your time revolves around your training schedule. And you build the mindset that this is a non-negotiable. You're going to show up no matter what, no matter how you feel, unless you're sick or you need really to rest. But this is the key for me to make sure that with all what's happening, and my previous job was also very demanding, I used to travel a lot, that I make sure that my trainings are done as per my schedule. And yeah, I just show up.
You just show up. Yeah, exactly that. Talking about routine, schedule, calendars, and all of that, what advice would you give someone who wants to really change their health and have a transformation, but they're busy, like either traveling on the go or people that are sitting by the desk all day long as well. So how can they do it?
So I encourage people to start small, small but consistent. So start with basic movement, walk. So park your car away, little bit away, further from your office door. Um,
Then they'll tell you, but we live in the GCC, it's 50 degrees outside, it's not that easy.
That's true, and it's a valid reason. Then find an alternative. Maybe go to the gym for 10 minutes and walk on the treadmill. Maybe get a stepper, bring a stepper at home. and walk on it. Just start small. Don't overwhelm yourself from the beginning, and just lock 2 3 days a week of doing that to begin with. Once you create the habit to stick to those 2 3 times, then add something else. Start signing up with a coach that you see 2 or 3 times a week, so you have accountability. Agree on your goal. Picture yourself achieving this goal. Maybe put a picture. It usually starts with aesthetics. Maybe put a picture of yourself that you were in this state or this image 5 6 years ago. Hang it on your fridge so you see it every day.
You can
Or
AI generated nowadays.
even better, maybe
Yeah.
I can do that for them. But yeah, you visualize your goal and have a person that he is with you on this journey. You're a team working on it together, and and you show up and be accountable for that person. And yeah, take it from there. Progressive overload all the way, not only in lifts and adding weights week on week, but even in your performance and in your own habits every week. Just add something, small thing, and stick to it for a while. And then this is how change happens. So with small steps on the long term.
So this is purely physical movement, calendar, consistency, and routine. Now, what about the bigger chunk of health, which is nutrition? Any
Yeah.
focus in that regard? Any tips? Could you tell us, like, what do you eat usually? Are you like super consistent, counting your macros? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm a super boring person when it comes to nutrition. I've been watching my food and coaching people about food and nutrition for so long that now for me it's second nature. But again, it showed in different ways over the years. I was so strict at the beginning, and this created a bad relationship with food, and with a lot of emotional stress. I went in struggling with binge eating for a while, and then over time I learned that restrictions brings a lot of
Yeah.
bad relationship and binge eating and
So you
feeling
were
bad
an
about
emotional
yourself.
eater.
Yeah, and a lot
Okay.
of times, yes. And this is where I learned that I really need to be intuitive with my health, my body, and my emotional state in a way where, yes, I follow the basics. I know I need to eat my proteins. I need to eat clean 80% of the time. I need to be disciplined. I need to drink water, all the basics. But again, I incorporate the food that I like within my daily meals. So for me, it's peanut butter and chocolate. So I have peanut butter every morning, and I
Wow.
have a chocolate every like 6 7 in the evening, every day. And since I've been doing this for quite
Every
some
day
time,
you're having peanut butter and chocolate.
yeah.
Wow, I love that. Okay. And
And this
what's
is
the
balance.
trick?
The trick is to add what you like, and it's usually what you binge on
Okay.
in your daily meals. So eventually you will not feel restricted. It's basically anything that you feel is a big no, you're mentally more attached to, right? This is how it goes, even with people, even with places, everything. So you need to allow yourself to feel that it's okay. Everything is okay. There is no bad food versus good food. There is food that makes me feel better about myself, and there is food that I eat for joy. And joy is life. We need to feel joy, and food is joy, right? So I learned to incorporate
That's
that.
for the emotional eaters, yes. Some people are like, no, I don't need food. I just eat it to stay alive. Trust me,
I want to know those people.
I've met a few and yeah, they're shocking.
They're lucky. They're lucky. They're much easier to work with, I think, or to even work with themselves on the food part. Maybe it takes them some education.
So, what about high protein diets, vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, keto? What do you do? Like, what do you eat? Anything, and that's it?
So there's no, I'm
Can
not a bit.
joy, sorry, I'm gonna rephrase it.
Sure, sure.
Can joy alone bring you the body transformation that you need?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
So
So,
the
what do we
formula
do?
is depends on your goal. If your goal is to either maintain your muscle mass or you're trying to build muscle mass and either contain your fat percentage or work on lowering it, you have to make sure that you eat enough protein during the day. And enough protein means from 30 to 50 grams of protein with every meal, and
Okay.
even some snacks that are high in protein. So, protein is crucial for muscle building or muscle maintenance. Okay, so this is one thing. So, this is our base, high protein, but we eat carbs, we eat fats, but we eat the healthy versions of them. When it comes to carbs, we try as much as we can to have the brown versions, the complex versions, so we don't get a spike in our insulin, which is caused by the simple sugars or simple carbs like the white sugar, white bread, and white pasta. We go with the brown version. So we have regulated energy throughout the day. We don't have like those crashes where after it we crave sugar again, and then we end up eating lots of extra carbs that we don't need for our bodies.
Okay.
Fats, choices of healthy fats like nut butters, avocado. When it comes to eggs, you eat the yolks if you like them. There are so many options of healthy fats. Fats are very important for the body because they regulate our hormones, they carry our organs, and they create satiety. So you feel full, you feel flavor in the food, so you're satisfied. If you omit this completely, you'll feel like you're eating bland food. So again, it's balance,
And you need
but we're
fat to
tweaking.
lose fat, right? You need to consume
Yes,
fat in order for you to lose the bad
you need
ones.
you need calories in order to lose fat.
Okay. Okay.
You cannot deprive your body.
And what about like if someone wants to lose weight, should they be fully focused on calorie deficit diets? Is it the only
You
way?
For fat loss, the only way is calorie deficit, but it doesn't have to be through eating less. It can be by moving more. It can be
Okay.
a mix of both. But again, if you go on a very big calorie deficit all at once, your body is so smart that it holds on to the fat you already have, and you'll find yourself over time with less metabolism, and you're not losing any fat. You might even gain. So you have to take it really slow.
Nice. Okay. Thank you for the tips and all the tricks. I believe we heard it and took some notes. Me personally, I'm gonna go back to losing some fat and maintaining my muscle mass. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that, but I have to increase my calorie burning per day by movement, exercise.
Exactly.
Moving to your personal beliefs or spirituality influence, how does it really influence your professional decisions and leadership styles?
Now or 10 years ago?
Now, let's
Okay,
start with now and we'll go back to 10 years ago.
so now I have a very good balance between my mind, my rational decisions or thoughts, and how I feel in my heart. And this grew with the practice I was telling you about of meditation, mindfulness, breathing, being more aware of myself. Even throughout my training session when I train alone, it's a moment where I focus on what's happening now, which brings a lot of clarity to me. So I've learned over time to catch the signals that come into my body if I feel something is off. So if I have tingling in my legs or I feel something is off, I feel it somewhere in my body. And I learned those cues over time and I learned to believe them. So there's always two aspects of being intuitive. One is understanding yourself and understanding the feelings. Two, believing them. Because in a lot of times we feel them, but we just say, no, 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 it's not right. Your mind is telling you that this is the way forward. This is what you should be doing. So now I really follow how I feel about things. And this was one of the main reasons or what empowered me to really make this move from corporate to follow my passion. I
Exactly. I
was
wanted to ask you about an example, if you can give us something like just to understand it better.
so this case was I've been working in my company or for this multinational company for some time. It's a very good company. I was in a very good space in my professional life, but something was feeling disconnected from inside. I felt that uh, this is not what I want to continue be doing for the coming 10 years. I kept on thinking, putting myself in my 80 years old shoes. I would be thinking of my passion and how I was able to influence other people's life and change their lives. So this was a feeling. There was nothing tangible here as much. Of course, there had to be some calculations to calculate the risk, to know where I am, because again, we are adults, we're responsible people, we're parents, so on and so forth. But this all is fueled by that feeling. So when I felt that I'm ready, by the book, with my and aligned with my heart, I was able to take this decision confidently. It was not easy. Of course, I was trembling. I have moments of fear, and that's all okay. We're human. But at the end of the day, once I took the decision and I moved forward and I took the first step, the amount of comfort and alignment that I felt was, um, I cannot even describe it.
What about the fearful part? Because there is no excitement and fulfillment without risk. And you said that you calculated the risk, but wasn't there some doubts and fearful thoughts where, like, will I really make it? Am I gonna be safe? I have responsibilities. I wanna do good. I don't wanna fail.
100% for sure. Those thoughts come. They come at night, they come in the morning, they come in the middle of the day. They come. But when they come, I accept them and I feel them. And I have a lot of compassion now with myself and those feelings. I don't push them away. I don't feel small when I think that way. I say it's a bold decision. Well done that you took it. Those feelings are naturally coming to you, but you are strong, you're capable, and you're taking a leap of faith. And I'm ready to face whatever is going to come. And again, like we said at the beginning, if something happens, I'll take it, I'll embrace it, and I'll know how to get out of it. Wherever this is, whatever and wherever this will take me. If you look at it from the bigger picture, it was meant to happen this way because I was meant to go with this decision and the hiccups that come with it to a certain space. It's just living the journey.
Exactly, and it's purely a journey at the end of the day. So we're born in here. We live for 80, 100 years, whatever it might be, and every day is different than the previous one, and we have to expect anything. So we can be hit by a car today or tomorrow, or we can just live the best days of our lives. So fearing the unexpected is something that limits us. I don't want to be on the street because a car might hit me. But what if you're on the street and nothing will hit you but tons of flowers? You can never know. Like, yeah, we tend to limit ourselves, and these limiting beliefs that every person has them, which is also providing safety for one another, and it provides us with structure. And yeah, I'm not gonna jump from the roof of my building because uh, I'm, I don't know, unbreakable. But at the end of the day, we should be more trusting in ourselves, like you said. And I truly believe in taking some leap of faces. So thank you for that reminder.
I
And
think can I just add something?
go
I
ahead.
think a certain amount of fear is healthy, and a certain amount of cortisol, which people think is our enemy, is healthy because it drives us. It drives you to take action. It drives you to push yourself in a workout or in a session or go for a run or push your limits. Without this fear, without this stress hormone, we'd be jealous, right?
Yeah. And how do you include all of these aspects inside your business? Like we were talking about the coach, the person, you as a solopreneur business owner. Now, how can I feel and live by all of these aspects? And how do you provide them to your clients, basically?
So a lot of my work is mindset coaching. So there's the physical part of things, of course. There's the exercises, the nutrition guidance, everything when it involves to that clear space. But for anyone to change, it's the mindset change. It's the habit change. So this is a huge part of my work. So one of my programs, it's called the Unbeatable program. It's a body transformation program. We have a weekly call as a team, me and the members once a week, where we don't discuss results. We don't discuss what did you eat this week, what did you train, how did you train. We talk about what they struggled with their habits, how do they feel about themselves. And this takes us to those small things, those small learnings that I've learned practically throughout my life and I read a lot about and I'm very interested in and I worked on myself to reach and I'm still learning, of course. I pass this on to my members and I believe that's the key. You can train with anyone. You can join any class in the world, right? We're at a space where we have hundreds of classes in very good gyms with amazing bathrooms and lovely service. But what makes you consistent is not the space, it's more about that you feel good about yourself, feel better each day, and the community you're in. So this is the core of my work, if you want to say.
Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, starting to grasp a bit the business model, if you want to say. So, moving towards marketing and how like what are the most effective strategies for your branding and growing Beat Fitness to where it is currently? What are you trying to do and how?
I'm trying to show the essence of the class. My classes are a bit different than the big classes that you see in big gyms. I operate in boutique gyms. I have a smaller number of people where I can really focus on each and every member. I know them personally, I know their injuries, I know what weights they carry, I know their history, and I work with them and I give them all the focus during the session and before and after. So it is a safe place for people to explore their not only their physical strength but their inner strength as well, which is the main driver in their life.
So, can you call this as your own marketing strategy? Like it's your unique selling proposition or something? Like,
Yes,
yeah, this is my brand. Beat Fitness is all about customizing, tailor making the approach. We're small, we're young, we're dynamic, and we're fully on integrated in one big community that we're kind of registering in.
100%. Beat is all about beating your goals, beating your mind or limiting beliefs. Beat as in beat, have fun, follow the music on the beat.
Do
So
you beat your clients?
I don't want anyone to beat them. I don't want us to get beaten. We're just beating our inner demons because everyone has a demon inside that wants them to stay in their comfort zone. So
Okay, so no beating involved in the
no,
beat community.
no,
Okay,
no.
good to
There's
know
the
that.
heartbeat part of it. So that was the third element. So beating your goals, heartbeat. So push your limits, raise your heartbeat, and then while doing it in a fun environment with the community and the music. So
Amazing. And talking about this community and engagement, and you spoke about how you keep up with each others and all of that. How does this affect your brand's presence and your goals as a brand, as a business?
So this is growing slowly but surely because people are not so much used to that. They are more used to bigger classes, and some of them fear those bigger classes. They don't know what to expect. They also see on social media members in their best state, lifting their highest weights. No one sees the struggle. So this is where my marketing approach and social media presence tries to put light on where they were, where they are, the transformations, the struggles, my struggles. So even on my own social media, there are times that I don't feel like working out, but I do. There are times where I fall while training and I get injured. It happens. It's part of the process. I will, if I fear all those things, I will not. I will stay in bed. Like you said, you're not going to walk in the street if you feel that you're going to get hit by a car at any moment. So this is what I try to show, that vulnerable part of the members and the person who's coaching them, because the harsher I am on myself, the harsher I'll be with my members. The more compassionate I am with myself, the more compassion I'll be able to hold with my members. So
And you were mentioning social media and online presence and all of that. So, how much are you focused on digital marketing, and how are you really marketing the whole brand online? And I know that you also are starting some wellness retreats. So,
yeah.
is it really part of the strategy? Is it, what is it exactly?
Yeah, so social media and digital marketing is my main portal. I'm working on some collaborations as well with other brands and other fitness coaches, and how we can complement the offering to the members to have a holistic approach. Within Beat, I bring in other trainers who are specialized in different areas, like in mobility and flexibility. So everything that will complement the health and wellness of the members doesn't necessarily have to be in my own speciality. Retreats, I call them B-treats, is an additional aspect of Beat, where we are trying to create experiences, of course, anchored in fitness and wellness and mindset coaching within experiences all over the world, where people spend 4 or 5 days, depends on the program. Um, they're with like-minded people. They have a fitness routine. They have a wellness routine through meditation. We work on different areas. One of them is our inner strength, how to find it, whether through ice baths, whether through different adventures that we do throughout the retreat itself. So the aim is for everyone to come out of those few days feeling nourished, feeling energized, and really finding their inner strength, feeling, believing in themselves again, and knowing that there is a lot of potential in them, and it always starts with that awareness and that belief.
Nice. And talking about the retreats, I know you're planning one soon. Could you tell us a
Yes.
bit about it?
So yeah, that's very exciting. We have one
What
coming
to
up.
expect?
A lot. Fun is the main thing. Honestly, the venue is amazing. We're going to Luxor in Egypt. I'm not sure if you've been there.
Never been to Luxor, but yeah, I know the history. It's amazing.
It's a very strong city. It has very strong heritage, very strong history. We will get to see, of course, the amazing temples, their amazing strength that they embody throughout the years. That is so impressive. We're anchoring our retreat on the life of Hatshepsut, which is one of the very powerful queens of Egypt. She had great influence. The retreat itself will, of course, be around fitness. We'll have every early morning a fitness workout followed by an ice bath. We'll have healthy meals and clean food. We'll go out. We'll explore. We'll have a few mindset coaching sessions as well. And overall, we'll have a lot of fun. The city itself has a very good balance between strength and peace. And this is what
Okay.
I want everyone to feel. I was there 10 days ago and I came back uh, rejuvenated like never before.
So you're building a community of peaceful warriors.
I love this. Yes.
Okay, I like that. Talking about the transition and going back to Hager, the corporate businesswoman that is now a solopreneur, building a community, building a business, and focusing on making people feel better. What really, you mentioned like you weren't fulfilled and you felt like, yeah, I cannot do this anymore. I don't know. At 80 years old, I don't want to do this. But what really triggered you to feel this and really think about, yeah, this is my pivot moment. I'm really doing it.
I think it was a build up. So many reasons came into play. But the moment where I
Okay.
found myself taking the decision was honestly unplanned.
Super unplanned. No triggers, nothing at all. You just took the leap and just said, I'm done, I'm out, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting approach. How do you apply your corporate experience to streamline the operations? So, now talking about the business from the
Yeah.
inside, like any company out there, you will have operations, some stuff to go over, accounting, boring shit. Yeah, we all know
Yeah.
that. We all deal with them. How do you
Yeah.
apply your past experience inside this company?
So I think I was very lucky that my corporate experience was very diverse. I worked in the financial sector at the beginning of my career life, and then I moved into media. I was heading content for 5, 6 years, and then I moved into commercial in FMCG for another 3.5 years. So my combined experience gives me a lot of a strong base. So when I was putting my plans and how I was thinking of moving forward with my own company, the flow came in like, okay, I need to build a 3 year strategy. And based on this strategy, I need to build a 1 year plan. And this plan translates into a calendar. What are my different revenue streams? What is my split between everything, and the marketing plans flows accordingly into the awareness phase and so on and so forth. So the structure is there, and this helped me a lot. I think if I was doing this 10, 15 years ago, I wouldn't have been having this mind clarity, and I wouldn't be that calm about it, because I believe I would be wanting immediate returns, which is not possible. So I'm very realistic when it comes to the journey of growing a business as well. So yeah.
So, is it safe to say that maturity in business and the corporate world can give you the stability and the power to really create a solid foundation and business and grow it from there?
Of course. So I believe what makes uh, a difference between two people trying to introduce the same business to the market or the offering, first of all, is the passion. The one with the highest passion will show up more. But what keeps them continuing is the consistency and the right operations in place. And knowing that you cannot function on your own. No one is good at everything at the same time. You have to learn to delegate, you have to learn to outsource, you have to learn again and again and again, and be humble about it and be open to stay in this energy.
So yeah, I really enjoy this approach because currently I'm noticing that a lot of youngsters and especially the the younger generations in their early 20s. They're like, yeah, I'm done with university. Now I'm going to take an online course. I know what I'm going to do. I'm building my own company. And they're like, yeah, enjoying writing on LinkedIn that they're CEOs or founders or co-founders and whatever it might be. And then they notice that they have zero clues how to run teams, how to conduct interviews, how to build operations, how to scale businesses.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get what you're talking about. And talking about scaling per se, how do you ensure your scalability and sustainability in your business model? Have you thought about that?
Of course, scalability means hiring different people, expanding in different venues, embracing new models, um, maybe even investors. So I had a short story. I had my own business maybe 10 years ago. I had a baking business, and I remember quite well at a point in time, I got an investor, and I was so rigid. And I said, no, it's my baby. I don't want to give it to anybody else. And I ended up closing it because you cannot do everything on your own.
Do you regret it that your ego stood in your way?
No, I don't regret it. I learned from it, but I don't regret it.
Okay. Was it meant to be?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So if you had taken that investment opportunity, let us just go a step back since you brought it up. Imagine the scenario. You took the investment and you grew the company. You now own one of the biggest bakeries ever. You do amazing cakes, whatsoever. Would you be fulfilled and living your dream life, or would you prefer to say, no, beat fitness is my calling, is my mission? This is what I truly long for and breathe, basically. You're living to do this.
There's no straight answer to this. You know why? Because people change. So back then, this was my passion. Back then, I was still doing it with love. Back then, this was my way of showing love. But people change, and this is part of life, and this is what you uh, embrace, right? So maybe if I had grown that business, now I'd be fulfilled, and maybe I would have channeled it differently. Maybe I would take it more into the healthy baking. Maybe.
So I cannot ask you what's next because we won't know. Maybe a few years down the line, you're gonna say, now it's time to do something else, right?
Maybe.
I like that.
Maybe.
Okay. I'm a planner per se. I like to really strategize, try to foresee the future, do plans, and craft the next 5, 10 years ahead. But yeah, I truly believe in uncertainty, and sometimes you will have to flow. You will have to even float. So be like water. That's the
100%.
that's the what Bruce Lee famous saying, right? Okay.
I believe that you have to have a strategy in life. You cannot just be like that, just go with the flow. But you have a strategy and you're not rigid in the outcome. So you have a strategy in place, you operate, but then you're open to different results because we cannot control the result. We can control the intention, our energy, and our focus. But then what's meant to happen will happen. And this is where the acceptance part would be. That's why I say that things might change over time. You might have the strategy in place, know what you want, move forward with it. But because you're open to different results, maybe the result would be actually much better than what you've imagined.
100%. And concluding the business aspects, I truly believe that once you're in a mature stage in the business, it's also safe to consider an exit strategy and not be fully on taken by rigid rigidity, ego, whatever you want to call it. And sometimes it's good to exit as well. So I know it's very early for you. It's extremely soon. However, thank you for that reminder, and thank you for being that humble in everything you just said. Before wrapping up, we have a fire segment to tackle.
Bring it on.
Are you ready for 10 questions?
Yes,
Let's do it. Early riser or night owl workouts?
early rise,
Protein shake or smoothie bowls?
smoothie bowls,
Strength training or cardio?
strength all the way,
Virtual classes or live sessions?
live,
Quick sprints or marathon?
quick sprints.
DIY meal plans or professional nutritionist?
Do I have to choose one? DIY,
Private training or group classes?
private training.
Bootstrapping or seeking investors?
Uh, Depends on the stage.
Pick
Seeking
one.
investors,
Focused niche or diverse offerings?
focused niche,
Personal satisfaction or client success?
client success.
I love that. Thank you for sharing all of these and for being open and transparent. It was a lovely talk. And before we conclude, I just would like to know more about where can the listeners find you, connect with you, what's next for you, and also not only to follow your journey, but even participate maybe in one of your retreats.
So I'm available on Instagram. You will find Beat Fitness on Instagram. You'll
We're
find all
gonna
the
mention it
offerings.
as well in the summary and description.
You'll find everything about the class schedules, the programs, the one-on-one sessions, and also the retreats, and especially the upcoming one, and my own personal profile, Hager_Aboutalib. You will find everything from myself, my kids, my dog, my life, my training, everything.
Thank you for that, and thank you for sharing. It was a pleasure to host you on Visionary Ventures, and we wish you all the best in your new phase and new business.
Thanks, Carl. I really appreciate this, and I had so much fun and I enjoyed it a lot. And looking forward to having me again.